What is going on, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to another NBA player props, prize picks, live stream. It is me, Chavez. I am back. We are back. You are back. Collectively, we are back for another player props show. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hit that like button on your way in. Means a ton. Don't worry, you can hit it again on your way out if you don't like the stream. It's that easy. No hard feelings. But I appreciate you being here nonetheless. Appreciate all the support. We got a pretty packed show today. Got to turn this music down. Hold on. Oh, there you go. We got a pretty packed show today. So obviously we're covering player props today. Obviously, we're taking Q&A today. We'll go over our plays of the day from yesterday. We'll also talk about some turds of the day from yesterday. And then we'll wrap this up. That's it. It's gonna be a packed show, but we got an agenda. We know exactly what we're doing and where we're going. So it should be a smooth ride. Welcome in, everybody. Inc, good morning to you. ATM, good morning. Jim the Judge, what is going on? As always, salute and blessings to you. JR, top of the morning to you. Big Icy, Grand Rising. Grand Taco Tuesdays, everybody. What's up, 6-0? Vu, what is going on? You know what? On Taco Tuesdays, I always forget to put a taco on the thumbnail. And then I always remind myself. And then I just forget it. I don't know. It'll be kind of cramped. Maybe I got to move some things around on the thumbnail. But I always forget to put the taco up there. You guys know what day it is. But Taco Tuesday is upon us. Hey, listen, if you haven't checked it out, by judging by the views, many of my subs have not, but Taco Tuesday video up on the channel. Listen, if you're not new to the industry, if you are familiar with prize picks in the player prop world, Taco Tuesday is nothing new to you, but check it out anyway. Maybe it serves as a bit of a refresher. Maybe you need an update on the spoiled taco policy and what is qualifying as a DNP for each sport. If you're new to prize picks, if you're new to the player prop world, that is an excellent video for you to watch. Not just because I made it, but because it is packed full of information that you probably need to know for Taco Tuesday. So check that out over on the channel. All your support is much appreciated. So let's just get in. Black Jesus, what is going on? Jose, what's going on? Ashley, Mookie, good morning to you, ma'am. La Liga, Grand Rising to you as well. All right. Without further delay, turd of the day. Do we got a turd of the day? I got one. Trey Jones. Oh man. Who saw the Spurs going into Toronto and putting it on them? Up by 30 at one point, right? They were up by 30 points at one point. Then they were able to whittle away at the lead. The Raptors were, and ended up losing that game by still double digits at home with an insanely better roster, an insanely better team than the San Antonio Spurs, and end up losing by 23 at home. Victor Wembanyama goes triple-double on them with 10 blocks. Jeez. So Trey Jones had a very efficient game. He was at 22 for most of the third quarter. It got to the point where I thought, man, he probably won't play another minute in this game. And he does come back in and he goes over by one. Ends the game with, he had 24 PRA. I needed him to be at 22 or 23. So that was a tough one. What about y'all? Turds of the day for y'all. Anybody yesterday that kind of skunked up your slips? Oh, Onyeka Okongwu. We're talking about his dunks, Ashley. Onyeka did not go over dunks. Apparently he was it was a layup drill for his ass yesterday. He was just tipping just a little tap-tap-a-roo, just a little tap-tap-tappy all game long. He did, however, go over his points and rebounds. If you took his points and rebounds, I think they were sitting at 22 on Prize Picks. He barely went over that with 23, but a lot of opportunities to get a dunk or two, and he just didn't get that done. Fam, man, what is going on? Top of the morning. 6-0 says Jonathan Kuminga. I can't think of another Jonathan. Yeah, it has to be Kuminga, right? Warriors win by 22. I don't think that's that big of a surprise, but Kuminga finishes with 16 PRA, 14 points and 2 rebounds. Yeah, that was a big drop off for him. Scotty Barnes, 7 points. Man, yeah, Scotty Barnes. I was wrong on that. We talked about how he has struggled a lot since Siakam has left. I don't know if it's directly correlated to that or a coincidence, but the last game he got it back. He got it going again. Talked about that this could be a point where if he gets it going, 20 points is a little too low for him. Apparently 20 points was not low enough because he finished with 7. Yeah, that was a really bad game for the Raptors as an organization. I think that maybe set them back like a year, losing to the Spurs at home. Valid VFX, what is going on? Ashley says another turd for her. We're dropping a lot of turds. We're gonna have to flush this toilet at some point. Lopez PRA turd of the day. Kawhi assist turd of the day. Kawhi everything, and that's another game. Holy shit! The Clippers getting lit up by the Wolves. Wolves are a good team, but losing at home, man, that's by 20 points. That's bad. Prize Picks is the turd of the day. They could have pushed Vucevic fantasy 45.3. Oh man, that's rough. Those point like twos and point, those are the worst. Like the fraction of a fraction are fucking terrible. I'm right there with you. All right. What's going on, Marcus? Says top of the morning, went 5-6 last night, third night in a row. Profit, man. Profit. It is profit. You're knocking on the door. You're knocking on the door, no doubt. Supa, what's going on? Peace and blessings to you as well. Collins, turd of the day. A lot of our favorite players yesterday just didn't get it done, right? It's like a trend in the NBA. Weird Monday. Weird Monday. Usually the weirdness happens on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. But being that there were only 2 games on Sunday, maybe the NBA gods were, making Monday like the default Sunday. And now it's all out. And now from Tuesday to Friday, Tuesday to Saturday, we're going to get clear sailings. It's like the storm has passed. It's going to be much smoother starting today. All right. Appreciate y'all chiming in with turds of the day. It always feels good to get it off your chest, Fuck these people who can't get overs on our props. All right, let's talk about some injury news right now. So not a gigantic list of injury news. However, we do got some names on the confirmed out. So we got 3 players in Miami who are out: Butler, Rozier, and Josh Richardson. The Richardson one hurts a lot. I know Jimmy being out is not good, and Rozier, but you do need that person. If Rozier is out, Richardson slides up, steps up, takes on a lot of the usage, but now he's out. So now you got the starters and the backups out, right? So opens up minutes for like Jaime Jaquez, and even Duncan Robinson is questionable. But before we go dumpster diving for value in Miami, just know the books are already on top of these player props. So once these get dropped, or if they're already dropped, all this is already factored in. So you're going to see some heavy juice on a lot of these numbers. Sasha Vesenkov in Sacramento. Max Christie. Who's Max Christie play for? LA? Porzingis is questionable. Anthony Davis, LeBron James are always questionable. Scoot. Duarte, and Simons and Duop Reith are both probable. So Trailblazers look to be getting a little healthier. If Scoot can play, then they're pretty healthy. If Scoot's out, I mean, they should be fine. And that's injury news in the NBA. Nothing really standing out there. I just saw this right now. Literally, Okongwu got hurt last night, but he finished the game. I don't know when he got hurt, but apparently he did. Right there at the bottom. I don't know if y'all see that. All right, let's get into some plays for today. So I do have a couple of player props that I want to share with you. I'm going to do it a little differently today because Taco Tuesday, and I'm going to wait for the taco to drop, but I have a strategy that I want to implement today. I have a player and a couple of player props for him, and I'm going to share those with you and how I'm going to construct at least the first taco, how I want to build out my slips. I already talked about my turds of the day yesterday. We know Kawhi Leonard didn't go over assist. A lot of the Clippers failed to hit value yesterday, getting blown out by the Wolves, but that was one of my plays, and I really feel good about Kawhi going in. Just didn't get it done. And then obviously we talked about Trey Jones being the other turd. So 0 for 2 yesterday. Not a great day in terms of my player props, but I did slightly bounce back with a second half slip that I played from the Dallas-Washington game, really just based off of the Kyrie Irving discount. And I had Luka in another prop, and kind of where they were sitting at halftime. Their second half props equaled the over on their full game props. So I rolled with that, took the over on Gafford, who was just insane yesterday. Took the over on Bagley's points, took the under on Derrick Jones Jr. Derrick Jones is going to be the odd man out in that rotation with a healthy Maxi Kleber coming back. You got THJ. Now you have PJ Washington and Gafford in there along with Luka and Kyrie. Josh Green looked better yesterday, bounced back from that terrible game over the weekend. So Derrick Jones might be that odd man out. If we continue to get player props for him, like 5 rebounds, 5.5 rebounds, 10 points, shit like that, those are some really solid unders to consider because barring injury, he's just not going to see the same run that he was seeing before. All right. So here's my Taco Tuesday construction that I'm going to build around, at least for the first taco. So I want to talk about Lou Dort. Not the prettiest name, but history against Orlando is really good. These are my 2 plays that I like for Lou Dort. I like the over on his 3-pointers made. I like the over on his points and assist. $25 cap for your tacos. So 2 pick powers, $10 each. There's 20, and then 1 5 pick flex. I'll build around Lou, one of these, and the first taco, and then the other 3 players I'll build around. That's a 5-man flex. If all hit, that's a 4.4x return on my investment there. So that's $60 from your power play, and then $50 from your flex. It's $110 on a $25 investment. So that's how I'm going to roll with my first taco today. And if I can find other value like this on a board where I like multiple props from the same player, I might implement this strategy throughout the day and just kind of focus on the player props that I really feel good about. I don't want to go too heavy on one player and play like Lou Dort all day long because you do want to diversify eggs in different baskets. But for the first taco, I feel pretty good about these 2 player props for him taking on the Orlando Magic. Now this is a road game for the I almost said the Heat, for the Thunder. But Lou Dort, good history against Orlando. We could take a look at some of his player props over on Prize Picks, but that's how I'm going to construct my first taco. Let me know how you guys are building around your tacos. Are you focusing on multiple players in your slips? Are you building out flexes? How do you play your tacos? Do you just throw $25 on one slip and just like make it easy? What's your strategy around the Taco Tuesdays? All right. We got the Prize Picks board pulled up right now. Let's see. What's going on, Darrell? Good morning to you. Good morning to you, sir. All right. I need to scroll back up. So if you're new to the stream, welcome. Uh, really what we do here is a little bit of everything. We go over player props from the day before, we recap, we talk shit, we chop it up. We talk player props. So Q&A. Try to get as many player prop questions in here as I possibly can. We call them rounds. Try to do 2 rounds to 3 rounds per stream, consisting of 5 to 6 players on the board. And then from there, we take it over to props.cash and we use all the tools to break it down. In total, overall, we're upwards around 30 player props per stream. So hopefully by the end of the stream, you pull away something to help you with your slips. You pull away a player prop or 2 that you can include in your slips. Hopefully they help you profit. That is the name of the game. All right. So scrolling all the way up, trying to find the very first Q, the Q, player prop Q from Jim, asking about Porzingis PRA at 29.5 or his 3-pointers made at 1.5. He says both look good. I'll be the judge of that, Jim. 29.5 is his PRA. So there's his PRA. Let's throw his PRA on the board, and then we can also take a look at his 3-pointers made once we head over to props.cash. What else we got? I still can't believe Scotty Barnes got 7 points, man. Did anybody watch that game? I don't have League Pass. Did anybody watch that game? Why did he? Was he getting locked down? Who was locking him down? Or was he just not getting? I guess I could look at the game log and see how many shots he took, but that is like very uncharacteristic for him. He has just looked very shaky since that trade. Jim the Judge says Dort over 3-pointers made was one of his plays of the day. I love it. Because if he hits, then we got this. But if he doesn't hit, then misery loves company. All right, Ink. I see Ink right here. PRA for D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell is moving today. A lot of people like his spot today versus the Pistons. Shy, good morning to you. Welcome. We got D'Angelo Russell here from JR at 24.5. So we'll take a look at a few of his player props when we head over to props.cash. All right. Am I back? Can y'all let me know in the chat if I see myself? All right, cool. Thanks, Ink. Wi-Fi just completely dipped out. Wi-Fi went on coffee break. No idea. First time that's ever happened. I think that was a test by the universe to see how I handled adversity. I handled it well. I didn't even cuss. All right, so let me pull Prize Picks back up. That was really odd. Shit happens. All right. Yeah, we left off at the Porzingis prop. Oh, Russell. So we're talking about Russell. Okay, cool. All right. Oh, Starborn. That's where I was reading Starborn. I didn't give out PG over 6.5 rebounds yet. Wish I had because he hit 9, but no, that wasn't me. Maybe somebody on the chat yesterday talked about his rebounds and assists, but when we talked about it wasn't on the board yet. And then when it got put on the board, I think they brought it at 7.5 on Prize Picks. So yeah, the Cleveland Mavs money line. Mavs struggled yesterday with Washington. I did not see that coming. There's a lot of weird shit in the NBA yesterday. Teams struggling against teams they shouldn't be struggling with. All right, Marcus, LeBron James blocks over 0.5. 0.5? .5? What? That's low. All right. Ivy over points or Bam over rebounds. ATM. Let's look at Ivy over his points because the next question below this one is Marcus, who is liking Bam Adebayo under his PRA, and I like too, but I don't really want Bam to do a whole lot today. It's possible he can get you 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds, and still go under PRA. But I'm intrigued with the Ivy play because I like this matchup versus the Lakers. It should be a bit of a pace-up game. Maybe not a pace-up game, but just I think this game flows well. I think this game flows well for Ivy. So we got 6 players on the board. Actually, let me take one of these Lou Dort plays off the board because we can look at multiple player props when we hit over the props.cash. We're starting to get some unders in here. We got Marcus liking the under on Bam's PRA, and we got the under on Booker's PRA. That's interesting. Let's take a look at that. All right. And where are we going to leave off? Jay Marsh, good morning to you. When we come back, we will dig into Chris. Actually, do we have Kristaps Porzingis on the board now? We do. Let's dig into Kristaps first half as well. We're going to cover a lot of player props within these players. So if you suggested a player prop, keep your ears open. We'll dive into additional player props for that player. And so in the event you were looking for more player props from that player, we'll try to cover as many as we possibly can. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got our plays on the board. We got round 1 of player props. Let's head over to props.cash. Let's start breaking everything down. Let's start figuring out where we want to go with our player props today. Let's start with this Lou Dort 3-pointers made prop. I like the over on this one. He's getting favorable odds here. Over his last 10 games, he's averaging 2. Over his last 5 games, he's averaging roughly 3. In his head-to-head contest versus the Magic, he does have 1 game this season where he did make 2 3-pointers. So this one is standing out to me. The other one that I was liking was his points and assists. Now, points and assists for Lou Dort, 3 straight games versus the Magic. He has gone over this. He has one game this season where he gave you 14 points and assists. When we take a look at his last 10 games, not the best game log over his last 10 games. However, when we look at his last 5 games, it does shift the momentum a bit. So in his last 10, he's averaging 14, 17 in his last game versus Sacramento. Dallas and Charlotte were the 2 games where he did not go over. So those are my 2 Lou Dort plays. I do like the over on both of these plays. Just wanted to share with you why I like the over on these plays. All right. Nobody suggested anyone from the Boston, Brooklyn game, Oakland, Oklahoma, Orlando game. Let's talk about this Sacramento Phoenix game because we got a Devin Booker player prop on the board. We want to take a look at the under on his PRA. Let me just scroll down to his projections and show you quickly in case you have interest in his project that out real quick. He is projected for 36 PRA today versus the Sacramento Kings. If I click on that, it'll pull up his PRA. You can also drop the box down. If you're using props.cash for the first time, this is a great kind of intro tutorial. We use props.cash in real time every single stream. So if you just signed up for an account using my promo code, you're kind of getting a firsthand look at how we use it. So Devin Booker over his last 5 games has gone under this in 4 straight until the game against Golden State where he put up 42 PRA. In his head-to-head games, he does have 3 games this season versus the Kings. 1 game he goes over, 2 back-to-back games of going under, over, under. We've already looked at his projections, so we know what he's projected for. His odds currently are in favor of the under, so there is a tiny bit of juice, just like a squeeze of juice towards the under today. Sacramento's defense is a very giving defense. We know that for sure, as they're giving up tons of points, tons of assists, 3-point percentage, and 3-pointers. But the odds are not in his favor. The projections are not in his favor. If you're curious what other books have this at for Devin Booker, even money over on PointsBet, slight over on BetMGM, slight juice over on Caesars. DraftKings does have slight juice over, and FanDuel has slight juice to the under. So 1 out of these 4 books is liking the over, while the other 3 are kind of right there in the middle, either neutral or favoring the under. That's it. All right. We have D'Angelo Russell. We have LeBron James. And we also have Jaden Ivey all in this Lakers and Pistons game. I lied. I said we didn't have any player props from the Brooklyn-Boston game. We have Kristaps. I guess we'll save him for last because we're already headed towards this game. So let's pull up LeBron James block shot. This is going to be a very quick insight. There's not a ton that goes into block shot breakdowns. I mean, it is kind of a hustle stat. Sometimes it is like a fluky stat. But LeBron James, regardless of how you want to categorize this line, this prop, he's gone 5 straight with 1 block in each game. Over his last 10 games, he has a 60% hit rate. So all his production is coming in this last block, this most recent block of games. 1 game against the Detroit Pistons this season, he did not give you a block. His projection today is favorable. It's a 0.58 projection on block. Closer to 1 than it is to 0. So that's how I look at that. And his odds are definitely in favor of the over with slighter juice, more juice to the over. So .5 is a very low line for LeBron James, so it's worth a shot. Definitely worth a shot. This is very intriguing. 6 straight game block. All right, let's take a look at a few props for D'Angelo Russell. Let's run through the gauntlet here. So his points right now, I'm seeing him at 19.5. He's gone over this in back-to-back games. He also has a nice 5-game block of straight overs and then hit this nice little deflation area where he did not even come close. So a little bit of a mixed bag, but you're seeing this shit happen in like clusters. So when he goes under, he typically goes under for a game or two. When he goes over, he kind of strings them together. So if you feel like this is about to be another one of these blocks of overs, then you're pretty much liking the over on his points today. Slight juice to the under on his points, however. And then when we take a look at his projections down below, he is projected for 20 points. Let's take a look at his PRA. That was one that was requested. 27.5 PRA. Is that correct? For D'Angelo Russell, it is. So minus 115 to the under. I would say these are pretty even, kind of a coin flip. A little bit of juice to the under, but for the most part, you're seeing these lines pretty tight. Again, similar stats, back-to-back games, cluster of games. The one game where he went under on points against Boston, he did go over on PRA, and that was the game where they were down Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So PRA still hit. In his head-to-head games versus the Pistons, he does have one game played this season where he put up 48 PRA. That's insane. All right, points and assists. That was another one that was in the chat. So 44 points and assists against the Pistons in that game. Over his last 10, identical numbers to his PRA. So you're seeing the same production as you are with his PRA. 3-pointers made. That's also one that we look at. Wow, is it really at 3.5 over on? I don't know if it's like, I don't know if that's the line on Prize Picks, but 3.5. That's Steph Curry shit right there. I'll pass on his 3-pointers, to be honest. I take his threes when you can just like take his PRA. Gives you more upside. All right. Anything else for D'Angelo Russell? Steals and blocks, maybe? Is that something that we typically look at for him? I don't know if we're getting this on Prize Picks or if you can find 0.5 at minus 160 odds to the over. Pretty favorable odds for D'Angelo Russell. Turnovers can be an issue for him from time to time. He can go a game without turning the ball over, and then he can have a game where he turns it over 4 or 5 times. All right. Jaden Ivey. We got LeBron, Russell. Let's look at Jaden Ivey's points today. I believe these are at 20.5 over on Prize Picks, 21.5 over on Prize Picks. So 3 straight games of 23 or more. But you see this, right? You see this nice little step down. Now, this is obviously a game where he played well over his head. He is not a 30 points per game guy. And now you're seeing this being now you're seeing this kind of like decrease the season average. We don't need him to hit his season average today. We need him to go over season average. He's only averaging 15.5 points per game on the season. So you definitely need him to have a better game than what he's been doing on the season. Now, remember, beginning of the year, a lot of injuries. He started off pretty slow. He's turned it on as of late. So these last 5 games, these are looking very strong. Head-to-head games with the Lakers, he does have 1 game played, 7 points. That was back in November. So I would not expect 37 points for him again. I think, this does continue to fall back down. But so long as it doesn't fall below 22, this is fine. You need him at 23, basically. If he can get you another 23 points today, that's golden. That's all you need. He is projected for 22.69. So this is exactly what you want to see for Jaden Ivey today. Points projected for closer to 23. Rebounds for Ivey. I don't know if you're finding these at 3.5. Probably not. heavy juice to the over on this one. One up, one down, one up, one down on his rebounds. His assist, good odds on his assist. These are very low lines. I'm pretty sure we're not getting these on Prize Picks, but if you can find them elsewhere, 3.5 assists, even with Cade Cunningham back in the lineup, 3.5 assists. I think that's in play. PA, PR, better numbers on his PR, seeing a little bit more consistency with his PR, better odds on his PR as well. And then his PRA, if you want to take a look at his PRA, I like his points the best, to be honest. I like his points the best. Turnovers, he can turn the ball over with the best of them. And then steals and blocks. You're definitely not going to find this shit on Prize Picks. All right. We like a lot of his player props. Maybe when fantasy points drop, if they aren't on the board yet, maybe look to his fantasy scores, see what those are. Last time that I played his fantasy points, I think they were at like 25 or something like that. If we find his fantasy prop anywhere between that and like 26 and a half, 27, I think that's in play. We'll see what that looks like when they drop. All right, last play from first round of player props. Let's talk about Kristaps Porzingis now. We got his PRA up there at 29.5, and I think the other prop we were going to look at were his three-pointers made. We can also take a look at his first half props if you have any interest in that. He's been a first half monster for a lot of these games. So first half points, he had that little slump, you know, where he just kind of disappeared, picked it right back up. These are all points. This is not first half PRA. And then we take a look at this first half PRA. Ooh, even better. The majority of his PRA is points. If his points aren't there, he's not going over PRA. He might come close. So, matchup against Brooklyn. 2 games this season against the Nets, 19 and 10. These games were played back in November, December, January. That's almost over 3 months ago. So it's worth a look. All right, let's look at full game. Full game PRA for Kristaps Porzingis, 29.5. He's gone over this in 3 of his last 5 games versus the 1 game this season. 1 game this season he goes under, over, under, over, under. Now, over his last 10 games, 4 straight games of 35 or more PRA. He's gone over this in 70% of his last 10, 80% of his last 5. Odds are in slight favor of the under here. Not a bad matchup at all. What do you think can stop Kristaps Porzingis today? Is it like a defensive matchup that would give him problems? Is it Claxton that gives him problems? Is it Ben Simmons that gives him problems? Who gives him problems today? Or is it just a matter of opportunity and shot volume? Like, is that the only thing stopping him? The matchup against Brooklyn is not a bad one. There's a lot of stats here that support taking overs against them. And then when we take a look at Kristaps' PRA projection right here, he is projected for just around 33 PRA. 3-pointers made was the other prop that we were looking at. This one is coming in with more juice to the over. However, he does have 4 straight games of 2. And then overall, he has an 80% hit rate over his last 10, 80% hit rate over his last 5 games against the Nets this season. So again, 1 up, 1 down. Excuse me, that's incorrect. These are the last 2 games right here. So against the Nets, his threes are not falling. Don't know why, but he only has 1 3-pointer made in 2 games, averaging well under 1.5. So I think his PRA looks good. I think his first half looks really so. Did we look at his first half versus Brooklyn PRA? We did 19 and 10. Okay, cool. All right. There's Kristaps Porzingis. This is what we covered just right now. Just right now, we covered the over Lu Dort 3-pointers made. We covered the over Kristaps Porzingis 29.5 PRA. We covered the over on the D'Angelo Russell's PRA, his PR, and his, I think those are the two that stood out, right? LeBron James 0.5 blocks is insanely low. Jaden Ivey, we like the over on his points. PR was also in play. And then, oh shit, I knew we forgot something. No, we covered Devin Booker, right? Did we cover Devin Booker? We did. Okay. All right. That was cool. That was one of the first ones we talked about. All right, cool. All right, so 6 up, 6 down. I'm going to screenshot these. I fucked up yesterday, guys. All right. I screenshotted everything and I throw it in Discord. Betnaz Dad added me in the Discord, was like, you got plays of the day today. I was like, damn. So I promise right after we're done with the stream, all the screenshots, all of our plays of the day will be added to the player prop Discord. So yesterday, just for my bad. All right. So appreciate everybody being here. Welcome in. If you're just joining the stream, if you're watching this on the replay, big salute to you. We just finished our first round of player props over on Prize Pick. Gonna take a little bit of a breather, and then we'll get into our second round of player props over on Prize Picks. Just gonna scroll through the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. Jay Marsh, we covered that. Kristaps first half looks good. 60 says Durant points look free. Let's see. Where's my coffee? 26 and a half. All right. Free for the over or free for the under? I'm going to put the over on there, but let me know if I need to correct it. I'm taking this until it hits, and it's my play of the day. JR coming in with the De'Aaron Fox. Got bumped up to 24. You got it at 23. You got the lowest line that's going to be out there today for De'Aaron Fox. All right. Let me just go ahead and jot this down for De'Aaron Fox. I'm going to put over 24 points now. All right. Jim says Chet over PRA at 24 and a half. Let's take a look at Chet mix. I have another turd for every. What about Mobley yesterday? We loved the over on those points for his demon prop, and he didn't even get over on his OG line of 14 and a half. That was surprising. I mean, he started off really, really strong and just kind of just fell flat. Franz, Eddie V, what is going on? Good morning to you. Franz Wagner, PRA, loving it. Eddie V going McDonald's on us. All right, let's see. Franz Wagner, PRA at 31 and a half. Let's take a look. What else? Prize Pick sabotaging my live stream. All right. 6-0. You think LeBron played the block? Remind me, did you was it you who brought up his .5 block? All right. Catching up. I'm catching up. Over 80 assists. What's going on, Mel? Good morning to you. Welcome. All right. ATM says Anthony Davis over his assist. And then is that 6? No, that's 5. All right. We got one more in here. All right. Jim is coming through with a lot of plays of the day. All right. Says Claxton over his blocks and steals at 2.5. Damn, my dog is snoring. I can hear her in the other room. She has a hard life. Over 27.5 PR. All right. I got him in. All right, Super. I like this one. It got bumped up to 6. Let's take a look at it at 6. All right. We got our 6 plays on the board. Hey, Jesus, one of you, sir. Good morning. Welcome into the stream. All right. Here's what we got so far. We got Kevin Durant, De'Aaron Fox, Chetty Chet, Franz, AD, and Paolo Bonfire. All right. So throwback for you. I don't know how many of you know this show or even know who this guy is. Round 2, player props over on Prize Picks. We're headed over to props.cash to break everything down. Let's go. All right. I tell you what, we're going to kick things off with this Kevin Durant point prop. It's already on the Phoenix and Sacramento game. We're just going to pull up Kevin Durant's numbers. We're going to get out of the first. Well, if you have any interest in his first half PRA, these are his 3 games against Sacramento. Back-to-back games are going over his last 10, over his last 5, 3 out of his last 5. But let's look at his full game points. Well, full game PRA is already on the board. So let's take a look at his full game PRA. 3 straight. 39, 46, 41, 51 against Atlanta. Washington was the only under in that block of games. Take a look at some of his projections down here. PRA is 41. It's almost 2 over. Lot of green. We already know Sacramento's defense is a very giving defense. We talked about this when we took a look at Devin Booker's lines. All right, let's take a look at Kevin Durant's points. So over his last 5 games, he's gone over this in 3 out of those 5 games. Now, keep in mind, his point prop is what it is today. I don't know what his point prop was for each one of these games. So it's very possible that had we looked at this, a few days ago or whatever, this looks a little different. This one, he just goes under. There's no way his point prop was like 19, 20 or something like that. So this is probably pretty accurate. I'm assuming his point prop against Golden State was like 25.5 maybe. So this is pretty accurate. Head to head with the Sacramento Kings. This one looks very good. He has 2 games played this season, 28 and 27 points in both games. So he's averaging, what is that? It's a total of 55. So 55 divided is what? 20, no, not 22 and a half. 27 and a half. Looks good. This looks good. Now the odds are kind of flat, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's take a look at what other books have this. DraftKings has this at -125 in favor of the over. BetMGM is favoring the under, as is Caesars. and points bet. So FanDuel is probably giving you the flattest odds. DraftKings is giving you more juice to the over on this one. History against Sacramento looks good though. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you're looking at taking an under on Devin Booker. I would think that defaults to just more production for Kevin Durant is possible. All right, De'Aaron Fox. So even though De'Aaron Fox's points got bumped up from 23.5 to 24, it's going to get bumped up again to 24.5. How do we know that? So you can kind of get a read on things by just paying attention to the other books that are also playing the same prop. As you can see, BetMGM, DraftKings all had this at 23.5. People has it at 24.5. So as the juice starts to come in on the over, as people like you and me start to play the over on 23.5, books start to bring this up and force you to take the over at a higher line. So as this continues to happen throughout the day, this will get bumped up again. Now, if people start taking the under on this one, then it gets bumped back down. It's all about just fluctuating those lines throughout the day. But over his last 5 games, he's gone over this, against Phoenix, he's gone over this in 1 out of the 2 out of the last 3 games, and all 3 of those games were played this season. So good history this season versus the Phoenix Suns. Now, when we take a look at his last 10 games, I mean, this is about as bad as it gets, okay? I was wrong on Scotty Barnes yesterday in terms of bouncing back and starting to heat up, but there have been players in the past that we've looked at game logs and kind of want to throw up in our mouth a little bit, but knowing that these players are just too good to stay down for that long. Devin Booker, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, too good of a shooter, too good of a scorer to be under 20 points for much longer. So good history against the Suns. You think that this is the game where he can get back on track. 24 points is kind of low. There were games where we were seeing his points upwards of 26, 27. I don't even know if it got up to 30 at one point, but he is that kind of player that once he starts heating up, the books start bringing his lines up. So if you like him to bounce back today, this is a good line. And you're still getting it at a little bit of a discount at 24, not 24.5. Projected for 20. So again, we've seen projections not be accurate. Projections are meant to be used as a guide, not a gospel. So use it for your research, but do not base everything off of projection, because projections can be off sometimes. They can be dead accurate too. Just sometimes they're not always on point. But anyway, De'Aaron Fox looks good today. I actually love seeing game logs like this because positive regression, it's due. It's coming. He's a 26 points per game player on the year. This is way underperforming. It's going to happen. He's going to bounce back. The question is it today? Is it the next game? Good line on him, though. I think this is a good line. Okay. Fox, Durant, done. So I tell you what, let's go to in Oklahoma City, where we have Chet, Franz, and Paolo Banchero. Actually, let's look at Anthony Davis's assists real quick, and then we'll go to the last game because we got the last 3 players of this block in that game. So we'll just knock all those out together. So let's run through Anthony Davis's props together, and let's just look at these one at a time, and then we'll look at his assist. So if you're looking at his points today, little juice to the over, 24.5 is what I'm seeing them at. Better numbers over his last 10 versus his last 5. The matchup against Detroit's, it's good. It's not the best. It's fine. I think Anthony Davis is about as close to a matchup-proof player as you can get in the NBA. He does get injured and all that stuff and all the negative shit attached to him, but there are games where he's just impossible to defend. And there aren't too many players in the NBA that are on that level. So, we know what he's capable of. I don't think Detroit has anybody that they can throw at him that is to like cross him off the list, He'll eat. So one game against Detroit this season, he put up 28 points. This was a few months ago, but the history is there. All right, let's look at his rebounds real quick. If you have any interest in his rebounds, 16 rebounds against Detroit last game. He is projected for just 11 rebounds. This is right under his 11.5 line. If you're seeing this at a lower line, maybe at 11 or 10.5 somewhere, the over is definitely in play at the lower line. It's kind of a coin flip at 11.5. Let's look at his assists. I know that was the original question, but we just look at his rebounds. We just look at his points. His assists are 3.5. The odds are in favor of the under on this one. His history against the Pistons, he does have one game this year where he did give you 4 assists. His last 5 games, 60% hit rate, and his last 10, he has a 50% hit rate. Averages being helped out tremendously by that 11 assist game against the Charlotte Hornets. Don't expect that every game, but as you see here, he is averaging 4 assists on the year, which is why his assist today is propped at 3.5. So Prize Picks is basically asking you, do you think Anthony Davis can do what he's done throughout the season? Can he hit his season average of assists, which is 4, which is why it's at 3.5. So you're not really getting a discount here. You're not really getting a favorable line here. This is just correctly, I think this is the correct line for him. He's projected for 5 assists. So you side with the over on projections. You think he gets you 5 assists, then you're hammering the over on this right now. Good spot for him. PRA Davis, you want to take a look at that very quickly. 2 out of his last 5 games, and then 4 out of his last 10. Head-to-head games with the Pistons, all 3 games he's gone over PRA, inclusive of that last game against them on the 29th of November. He put up 48 PRA in that game. He is projected for basically 41 PRA. If you like the over on this one, take it now. It's going to get bumped. As you can see, it's already been bumped on certain books. It started off at 39.5, 40.5. I can see it ending at 41. Oklahoma City, Orlando Magic. Let's take a look. We got Chet Holmgren's PRA, 24.5. You're getting it at a lower line over on Prize Picks, because on props.cash, you're seeing it at 25.5. And that 25 is basically being played on FanDuel. So every other book has this at 24.5. FanDuel is the only one that has this at a higher line. Possible this gets bumped up on Prize Picks at some point. Let's look at it on DraftKings so we can pull up the accurate odds, the accurate line of 24.5 for Chet. He's gone over this in 7 out of his last 10 games, 4 out of his last 5 games. Head-to-head matchup with the Magic. He has 1 game this season, and this was literally 1 month ago. He gave you 26 PRA in that game. The matchup with the Magic is not a good one, but it wasn't a good one back then, and he goes over. So a good example of how matchups paper doesn't translate to what happens on the court all the time. He is projected for 25.34. Well, that's exactly where we need it to be. So at the original line of 25.5, this is not the best projection because it's like almost a push look. But at 24.5, the projection is in favor of the over. So I don't mind Chet Holmgren today at 24.5. 3-pointers made. Just want to look at that real quick. Against Sacramento, he didn't get it done. 5 straight games. You knew that regression was coming at some point. Not turnovers. Blocks and steals. Ooh. Great numbers in a lot of these games, but this is not sustainable long term. He lives in this range. just blocks. Slightly better odds, but nothing too crazy. Just steals. Better numbers. If you can find this anywhere at 0.5, I think this is a good spot for him. He's getting blocks and steals, but now they just keep raising his line to the point where, you know, this is more difficult. It's not like he's not doing anything. He's doing a lot. All right, so Chet Holmgren PRA. I like that one. The other one, Franz Wagner. Let's take a look at his PRA. I believe this was at 30.5. Over on Prize Picks, 31.5. So this is an accurate line that we're seeing. Now, PointsBet has this at 32.5 with odds in favor of the under, while FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars, and BetMGM all have this at 31.5. So it's possible this one does get bumped up to 32 at some point today. Back-to-back games of 44 or more PRA against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He did fall short. Wait, 2022? We don't give a shit about that. We don't care about that. So let's just focus on his last 10 and 5 games. All right, 50% hit rate in his 60 over his last 5. Pretty good production here. Matchup versus OKC is more favorable on paper. However, his projections way over on his projection, right? PRA, he's projected for 36. PRA here, 25 points. PR looks good. According to the projections, back-to-back games of this, he's on a roll. He's probably one of the, in terms of his like player props, probably one of the hottest players in the NBA right now. This is like insane production. Yeah, this is good. I do like his PRA though, especially knowing that it could get bumped and you're going to get it at the lower line. So keep that in mind for Franz. I'm curious though, at his home games. So at home, he's averaging 23 points over his last 10 and 5 games. And he's averaging 33 PRA over his last 10 and 5 games. This is very like consistent with his numbers at home. Overall, so over his last 5 overall, better numbers, but at home, he's still giving you 33 PRA. On the road, he plays a bit better at home, just like a 2 PRA difference, but that's the difference in him going under or hooking. All right. Last one on the block. Last kid on the block. Last new kid on the block. Wow, work for that one. All right. 5.5 assists. Now, this one got bumped up to 6. All right. Minus 154 at 5.5. This is about as good as it gets for assist. I mean, 8 out of his last 10 games, great game of 6 or more. Now you need him to get you 7 to go over. So he has a total of 5 games out of his last 10 games where he's gone 7 or more. 4 out of his last 5. That Minnesota game was the only game that kept him from being 100% over his last 5 games. Projected for 6. So projected for 6 at 5.5 looks good, but we need that to be at 7 to feel better about these projections. Otherwise, this is just telling you that he's going to hook it at 6 or push it at 6. Look at these odds. Minus 154, 45, 129, 145, 150. Yeah, that was going to get bumped up. Let's see if this gets bumped back down to 5.5. I love it at 5.5, but at 6, I like it. I don't love it at 6, but only because I don't like playing bumps. It has nothing to do with whether or not he can do it. He's very capable of getting this done for us. He's really turned it on. Like, beginning of the year just really was kind of non-existent in that department. Now he's dishing this shit all over the place. All right. Paulo Banchero looks good at 6. Love it at 5.5. I like it at 6. I don't love it at 6, but let's see if he can keep this streak going. Let's see, because he is literally one game away from like creating another like string of games, right? Back-to-back games. When you're at 3, now you're starting to create that trend. All right. Durant, Fox, Chet, Franz. Yeah, we got them all. Damn. 6 up, 6 down. Moving them all around. All right. Woo. 52 viewers on the stream. Thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for taking out of your day. If you're at work, if you're at home, you better not be in your car driving, watching this shit, listening to it, but don't watch it in your car. Appreciate you wherever you are. Appreciate you watching this. Hit the like button. It means a ton, helping this channel get bigger every single day. If you don't like the stream, hit it again on your way out. It's like it never happened. No hard feelings. All right, let's take a quick pause. Ugh. All right. Odd Shopper. Now, in my Taco Tuesday video, I promoted Odd Shopper as a way to help with research. And if you're watching this stream for the first time, you don't know what Odd Shopper is, I just want to take a minute and just show you what it is. Show you what it is. If you have any interest in using Odd Shopper for your own research and purposes, all the information is in the video description. All my videos, all my live streams have all my referral codes, all my links. So Odd Shopper, market-based approach to finding the player props you want. If you don't like doing the research, if you don't want to do the research, you don't have the time, Odd Shopper is probably a better fit for you. It's just going to pull up the top plays on the board, inclusive of EV, expected win rate, true odds. Jalen Suggs is popping today. Covers all sports, covers all pick'em sites, prize picks, underdog, jock market, sleeper, better. You can just basically filter out to see what you want to see. Suggs under rebounds, Bam Adebayo under assists. You got Karl Anthony Towns under his 3-pointers made. These are all checking the boxes in terms of plus EV plays, expected win rates here. There's Devin Booker under 40.5 PRA. We talked about that in our stream. Josh Giddey under his PRA right there. Expert articles. Expert articles is another way to leverage all this information on Odd Shopper. So you're going to find things ranging from parlays that you can play on books to prize picks specifically. All sports are covered here. Articles typically aren't updated until mid-morning, so we should be getting a few articles posted on the Odd Shopper site now. But right now we do have a game-by-game breakdown in terms of money lines and NBA odds. So if that's your thing, if you play on the betting side of things, you can use Odd Shopper for that. Me being in Texas, I don't have access to the books like that, so it's pick'em sites for me. Fantasy optimizers as well. So again, if you want to let the optimizer suggest plays for you, you can generate your own slip. You can specify between power and flex, and it's just going to pull up the top plays that are grading out the best for you. Take what you want, leave the rest behind, but it does give you insight into a different way to research your player props and build out slips. Again, Odd Shopper, if you want to take a look at it on a deeper level, all the information you need is in the stream description. All right. I do like now that I'm seeing this on the pick'em side of, now that I'm seeing this on the Odd Shopper pick'em table and the optimizer here. Devin Booker's PRA under. It's lining up to what we just talked about. So it's interesting. I wasn't really looking at Giddey under today, but I might have to dig into this and see what specifically is causing that under matchup. Maybe, I don't know, but we didn't talk about Giddey much at all on this stream. All right. One more round. Where are we at with time? At an hour and 12 minutes right now. So we're doing pretty good with time. Josh Giddey. Oh, Jet Set. Did you just wait? I can't see a timestamp. I'm sure you posted this before we went over to the OddsShopper Pick'em's table. But yeah, Giddey's PRA was definitely on there for the under. No taco yet. Snowstorm up northeast. Oh man, it sucks. Divine, what's up, man? Good morning. You're in New York, right? Northeast. Going into our third round of player props. We're gonna make this one a little quicker, but we covered player props. We covered our turds of the day, and we also covered what else did we cover? Oh, my Lou Dort plays. Yeah. Nah, listen to it. But like, I don't want you taking your eyes off the road and All right, let's scroll back up. Let me see where I left off, and then let's throw a few more plays on the board. We'll look at those together, and then let's start getting our plays of the day in here. We'll recap our plays of the day from yesterday also, if you have any interest in seeing what that was about. Oh my God, that I missed all this. All right, so I got here, yes. 60 says, I don't trust Fox. Yeah, those game logs are not looking good. Like, I definitely see when you look at those game logs, it's hard to like put faith in that, but I know that positive regression is coming. You know it's going to happen. Let's see. We covered a lot, actually. Okay, there's Franz. There's Paolo Banchero right there. We covered all that. Drew Holiday. All right, Drew Holiday, rebounds. And we covered a lot. If you're just joining us, you're in luck. We're doing another round of player props, all right? We've already done 2 rounds of player props. We've covered over 20 player props. When you factor in that we cover 3-4 player props per player over on props.cash, do the math. 4 times 6, 24. 3 times 6 is 18. We're doing that back to back to back. All right. Almighty Racks. What is going on? I love that name. It could be like in terms of you stacking money. It can be like in terms of you owning a body shop and you're putting the car on the racks. That name is deep. But you like Jaden Ivey points. 21.5. Yeah, we like his points. We covered those already. And his assists are at 4 on Prize Picks. They got bumped up from 3.5 to 4. So we liked it at 3.5. At 4, I mean, you're looking at a push. I like his points though. I think we like his points at 21.5. I think that was that one and points and was it PRA for Jaden Ivey? Jaden Ivey's in a good spot. His projections are looking really good across the board. Joey Miller, what is going on to you? Good morning. Welcome in. I don't believe I've seen you here before, but thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you checking us out. What's this about a blowout? Fearing a blowout, I don't think anyone would give him a problem. Oh, you're talking about Kristaps? You're talking about the Celtics blowing out the Nets? See, Chet over 14.5 points. So we do like the over on his 24.5 PRA. We already covered that one. We didn't look at his points, though. We didn't look at Chet's points. We got Chet points. We got Jalen points. Let's see. D, what's going on? Says Sabonis. RA looks tasty. Man, Sabonis. This guy, man. Let's pull up. We're gonna look at. I knew this. I knew we were at some point. The lines on some of these OKC players are really good. I figured we get to a point where we were just gonna like dig into the whole Thunder team. The bonus RA. I don't even know how much more we can say about this dude because, I mean, like honestly, the way he's been playing, this is like his RA, 33.5. It's ridiculous. Jim says Porzingis first half PRA just up to 15.5. Red Fox, yes sir. Red Fox, yeah. I'm late on these. I'm just catching up. Big Icy, yeah. So triple double alert for Sabonis. I think you could play that over on. I don't know if Underdog has it, but maybe Sleeper. A lot of these other sites has it. Prize Picks does not have triple doubles. I mean, I'm old enough to remember watching it, like reruns of it, but I wasn't alive in the 70s. I just remember watching it when I was in the like 3rd grade or something. I was like, why did he talk like that? How come his voice is so scratchy? All right. What else? Derek White over assist may push. Boy, Derek White really needs to bounce back after that game against the Heat. All right. Super, you like Ben Simmons under RA? That's kind of a hot take. I know a lot of people like his RA today, and yeah. Oh, cool. I respect that. Now, I will say Dennis Schroeder being in Brooklyn fucks it up for Ben Simmons because Dennis Schroeder wasted no time in coming in and just soaking up all that usage. I'm pretty sure that has a lot to do with people liking the under on that. All right, so Ink says, I like the over Bam Adebayo, PRA. Yeah, no Jimmy, no Terry, no Josh, all outs. ROK likes the over on Fox, 23.5 for his play of the day. Now, Fox got bumped up to 24, so I already got him on there at 24. So I think that's two plays on Fox. So Fox is becoming a popular play. Double-double for Duran, play of the day. All right. Let's look at this Ben Simmons one. I'm interested in this one because This is a pretty low line for Ben Simmons at 11.5. However, it's a different team in Brooklyn now, and his minutes are still pretty low. So he's not getting that usage. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on there. All right. So let's quickly take these over to props.cash. And we're already in this Oklahoma Orlando game. Let's just run through these OKC Thunder props. We've covered a lot of them already, but let's look at Chet Holmgren's points at 14.5. They're at 15.5 on books. The only book that has it at 14.5 right now is BetMGM. Every other book has this at 15.5, where you're getting really strong odds to the under. But at 14.5, he's gone over this in 3 out of his last 5 games. And he's gone over this in 6 out of his last 10. Scratch that. Let's redo that. I had the away toggle on. So 3 out of his last 5 games, and 6 out of his last 10. Just different ranges, but the percentages are the same. Now, he does have 1 game played against them already. He put up exactly 15 points. It is not a coincidence that this is propped at 14.5. Look, he's averaging 15 points against them this season, and he is a 17 point per game guy. So it looks like the books kind of, or prize picks at least, it's just asking you, do you think he can repeat his performance against the Magic? Do you think he can get you another 15 points? That's all that is. He is projected for 15.6. So right there at 16. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, J with an L. Looking at his points at 18.5. Now, this one is also getting slight juice to the under. Take a look at his last 10. He has gone over this in 70. Last 5, he's gone over in 80. He's averaging 21 and 20 in those time frames against the Magic. Not the best game last game in January. Gave you 16 points. He is projected for 20 points today. San Antonio, New Orleans, and Dallas gave him a little trouble. Let's take a look at Josh Giddey. We were looking at his PRA for the under on this one. So Josh Giddey's PRA is at 20.5 on prize picks. This is getting slight juice to the over at 19.5. However, FanDuel is the only one that has this at 19.5. The other books have it at 20. So I think at some point we see this bump down. So at 20.5, Giddey is favored to go under. Here are the odds. One of the odds. 3 straight games of 17 or less. I feel like his minutes have been messed around with a lot over the last 10 games or so. I mean, he had 1 game where he played over 40 minutes. Was Jalen Williams out that game? Somebody must have been out, or maybe he just had the hot hand. But the rest of these games, he's giving you 27 or less. So he's not even reaching 30 minutes. In the last 3 games, he hasn't even touched 20 games back-to-back of sub 25. I mean, there are a lot here where he hasn't played 25 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. It's hard to produce when you're not on the court. The under on this one does make sense. However, when you look at his game logs versus Orlando, you're seeing the exact opposite, where he does have a game this season where he gave you 24 PRA. Again, you would need to go back and see, hey, was anybody out that game? Was SGA out? Was Jay Will out? Was Lou Dort out? Without SGA, this is what he does. So, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to take a lot of time on a stream figuring out who was out. All I know is the odds are in favor of the under at this increased line. Once this gets bumped down to 20, we'll make it a little harder for you to take the under on that one because there's push potential there. So if you like the under, take it now because it's not going to get any better. All right. Chet, J. Will, Giddy, Drew Holiday rebounds. Drew Holiday rebounds projected at 4.46. He has a line of 4.5, so this is projected for slight. I don't know how you can get 4.46 rebounds. So it looks like the projections feel like this is going to get hooked at 4. But when we look at the odds, back-to-back games against Brooklyn with 9+ rebounds in 2 games against Brooklyn. Those are power forward numbers. Minus 138 is pretty strong odds. Makes you feel good about the over here. He does have this upside, but man, he also has this three rebound shit where he kind of lives. Last 5 games, giving you a 60% hit rate. Numbers against Brooklyn are strong. All right. The only issue is that this happened 3 months ago. It is this season, but it's not recently. I'm paying attention to the odds and I'm paying attention to the other books, and all the other books have it at 4.5 with the juice, with the over favored in all of these books. So even though the projections don't line up very well in terms of the over, I'm looking at the other things, and that does make me feel good about taking the over on the rebounds. So this one looks strong for Drew. Ben Simmons, same game. Let's take a look at Ben Simmons. Rebounds and assists. And then we'll look at Sabonis. So, all right. So Ben Simmons came back from injury here. 19, 14, 16, 3, and 8. I was looking for Dennis Schroeder. I was going to toggle him out. I know for sure Dennis Schroeder was in this game, the San Antonio game. I don't know if Dennis Schroeder was. Well, there's only one. We can find out, right? He's not listed yet. Well, Dennis Schroeder back or not back. Dennis Schroeder in this rotation really fucks it up for Ben Simmons. He didn't come close last game. Dennis Schroeder soaked up all the usage. I don't know if that's how it's going to be moving forward, but this is 3 straight games. Ever since coming back from injury, Ben Simmons has failed to go over 22 minutes. If he's going to be limited to 20 minutes per game, I feel really good about taking the under on him. It's just very hard to produce in 20 minutes, 22 minutes. It's hard to produce rebounds and assists also, especially when you have a role player behind you that's going to get subbed in and just, Dennis Schroeder does what he does. Even though the odds are in favor of the over on this one, unless we get word that he's playing 25, 26, 27 minutes in this game against the Celtics. Now, his history against the Celtics, he does have one game last year, 22 rebounds and assists. In that game, Ben Simmons played a total of 26 minutes. Ben Simmons is not playing 26 minutes right now. Yeah, that under makes sense. It would be scary under on this if Ben Simmons was approaching 30 minutes a game. This would be way too low. But being that he is not playing full run, tough matchup, I definitely see the logic in taking under on this one. Somebody I don't see the logic taking the under on, regardless of what the player props, projections, odds say, is Domantas Sabonis. Because he is capable of throwing up 40 RA in the game. He's averaging 24 over his last 10, 26 over his last 5. I mean, these are some decent teams. Cleveland, Denver. I mean, I don't think it matters who he plays. He's always in line for a double-double at the minimum. I think he starts the game with a double-double. He is projected for 43 PRA. He is projected for 24 rebounds and assists. His numbers versus Phoenix this season, he has 3 games played. He has gone over this line in back-to-back games. I guarantee you that in December, his line was not 22.5. I guarantee you in December, his line was sub 20. And so when you look at it like that, you can say that he has gone over his RA line in each of the games played against Phoenix this season. Not gone over today's line, gone over that line for that game. And that's pretty damn impressive. So with me and Sabonis, I either take the over on him or I stay away. I do not flirt with the under. I don't give a damn how good the odds say. I'm not touching it. I'm not going to touch it. So he's the Shohei Ohtani of RA this season. So play the over or leave him. I'm not risking that one. But he's in a good spot. He's always in a good spot. All right. That's 6 up. 6 down. We've covered 275 player props in today's live stream. All right. Whew, an hour and 30 in. Let's start doing plays of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Plays of the day. What do we have for today's plays of the day? Let's recap yesterday's plays of the day. So this was our first losing day in almost 2 weeks. This was our first losing day in almost 2 weeks with our plays of the day. We were right around 60, 70% accurate on our plays of the day. Yesterday, we ran into one. We ran into a buzzsaw. Wemby goes way over. Trey Jones goes over that first half. Brandon Miller doesn't get the over on those rebounds. Siakam only hits 1 3. Poole had a shitty first half. Mobley, he hooked his OG line, didn't get his demon points, and PG finishes with 1 steal. Onyeka goes over PR, Buddy Hield goes over points, Cat goes over assists, and Wemby goes over blocks. Obviously, Wemby goes over blocks and steals. He had 10 blocks yesterday. So those were the plays of the day from yesterday. Definitely forgettable. We want to move on and start it up again because we need to bounce back. So today's plays of the day, what do y'all have? Here's what I have so far from what you have shared in the chat. We got De'Aaron Fox. We over on De'Aaron Fox is 23.5. If you can find it at 23.5, then play it. But at 24, it's 24 on Prize Picks right now. We got LBJ. Yeah, LeBron James. LeBron James over 0.5 blocks. Claxton over 2.5 blocks and steal. We have Franz over 27.5 points and rebounds. And we have a Bam over 39.5 PRA. But we had another one earlier in the stream. Somebody liked the under on Bam's PRA. So I think this is the first time we've had like the over and under for a player. I see Porzingis is hurt. What's going on, Christina? Welcome. Porzingis is questionable right now. He hasn't been ruled out. Definitely worth keeping our eyes on for sure. in Boston, Missoula is not hesitant to rest players, so they're so deep they could sit they can sit Porzingis and Al Horford slides right on into that role. So yeah, let's keep our eyes out for that. But right now, what I'm seeing is Porzingis is questionable, but I don't know with what. What's going on, Damian? Good morning. ROK says D'Lo over 7.5 RA. Is that your play of the day? Oh, I don't know what the hell that was. I just blurted out like a sound. Anybody on that Tatum Demon assist says Jesus. Also asks or says Dennis only played one game okay, so that last game against the Spurs was the only game he played. So the game against Cleveland, Ben Simmons just had a bad game. All right, cool. That makes sense. Damian, you like the Malik Monk over on Demon points? I believe you put that in the Discord also. Is that your? What are you gonna do? 10 blocks is wild. I thought it was 10 blocks and steals. Even that is like crazy, but 10 blocks alone, that's crazy. All right, 60 says Jason Brown. Is that a combo of Jalen and Tatum and Brown? Which one? I guess you're gonna go with Jalen Brown. I'm gonna go with Jalen Brown on this one. Because we can get the Jason and Jalen mixed up, but the Brown is more specific, right? There you go. Okay. What's his points and assists for today? I don't know what that number is. All right. Jesus says Kristaps has low back contusions. I mean, it's possible he sits. Like, you don't want to mess with the low back. I mean, that's just in terms of mobility, and in your athleticism, in terms of like having a bad lower back or a bum lower back, that it'll stop you real fast. So if they feel like it's enough to just rest, yeah, he'll definitely sit today. But we'll wait on the second injury report after shoot around. Yeah, Jay Whitty. If Porzingis sits, Horford is going to be in play, no doubt. We thinking LeBron gets one block, even though he had 0 last matchup versus Detroit. Good odds. He's had good success over his last 6 games. I think he has like 6 straight games with a block. At a 0.5, I think it's worth playing in a flex. I would not put that in a power play. I would not put that with a taco, just because the taco, you want to make sure that you're using that for your bankroll build. But definitely, I think it's playable. Anything 0.5 catches my eye, just because like there's no sweat with that. They either get it done or they don't. There is no like, I need one more. It's done. It's an interesting play if you want to roll with that. We broke it down earlier in the stream. Imagine Kentucky having Booker, Fox, Monk back. Yeah, it's the best college program money can buy, man. Who was the coach during all that? Pitino? Calipari? All right, so we have let me just make sure I didn't miss any plays of the day up here. $48 of you still watching the stream. Thank y'all so much. As we wrap up, as we wind down, bring this stream to an end. We're just going over plays of the day right now. Taking your plays of the day. I don't take credit for these. We throw them in the Discord. We let everybody see what they are. If you want to play them, you have them. Calipari. Okay. Yeah, I don't take credit for these. They hit, they hit. They don't. But definitely give credit where it's due. Jay Whitty says, even if Porzingis doesn't sit, play Horford over. Lower back and spaz out during game. I bet Horford gets 20 plus minutes. Is he on the board, Jay? Let's peruse. Not yet. He's not on the board yet. So once he's on the board, then we can take a look at his props. It might be something to keep your eye on as the day progresses. Still no taco. All right, cool. Appreciate you, Ink. Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah. So if you're playing on books, I'm sure like you could find Horford and a lot of other props that aren't on Prize Picks. But yeah, exact opposite for me, Jay Whitty. So Prize Picks is in my state, but the books aren't. So like, I'm with you, but just like flip it around. All right. So here's what we got so far. We got Fox over 24.5 points. We got LeBron over that 0.5 blocks. Claxton over his blocks and steals. Franz over 27.5 PR. Bam over 39 PRA. We also have a Bam under. So I'm going to list the under as well. It's not very often we get like opposite views on the same prop. D'Lo over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Jaylen Brown over points and assists. 6-0. What's Jaylen Brown's points and assists? Can you put that in the chat? And I'm going to throw the Haitian Canadian, Lou Dort, over his 1.5 3-pointers made. All right. Speaking of Lou Dort, if you're just joining the stream, we start Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Anywhere between an hour to 2 hours. We just chop it up. So here's what I'm looking at for today. I like Lou Dort's plays. I like his threes made. I like his PA. I want to pair this up with the taco pair. My $25 will be constructed between two pick powers and one $5 flex. That's $25. If all three hit, that's a 4.4x return on my investment. However, if just one of those two pick powers hits, that's $30 and I still profit. The only way I don't profit is if all three lose. So the max amount on this is 110. Really using those two pick powers as a bankroll builder. The flex is great if it hits. If it doesn't, I'll take a double up and that's still profit. So that's what we talked about earlier today at the beginning of the live stream before we started breaking down player props. Just in case you missed that, just wanted to reshare that with everybody here on the stream. Got him, coach. What's going on? What is going on? Fucking Lou Dort is off the board. He is. Oh, I spelled his name wrong. So his points and assists are still there. His 3-pointers are not. All right. Well, if it happens, then it happens. If it doesn't, then I'll find another play and I'll share that in the Discord for everybody to see. No foul. All right. Wait, what am I missing here? Tatum, Drew, and Monk demon slip, says Jesus. Tatum assist, Drew rebounds, and demon points for Monk. I'm going to put that as your play of the day. Monk over, is it 19.5 points? And that's his demon. All right. So we got quite a few plays of the day. All the screenshots that I'll be sharing in the Discord. Need one more solid lock for my 4-man power. Anybody got a solid lock for Almighty? I mean, we covered quite a few plays here. Out of all the plays that we covered, I was gonna say I was kind of leaning at towards the Giddy PRA under Giddy PRA, just because you're getting it at an increased line on Prize Picks where it's 19.5 in other books. Yeah, that one was standing out to me. Damien says, "Wait for the taco." There you go. Unless you feel like the 3 plays that you have in your power are going to get bumped up or removed, that's a little different. But if you feel like those are still going to be there in another 30 minutes or so, wait for the taco. Definitely. That's a great idea. You like the over on LeBron James threes? We got to scroll way down here. The only 3-pointer prop that I see for James are his demon threes at 2.5. Oh yeah. Bam dunks or Nick Claxton dunks. I'm gonna put that one as play of the day, but in parentheses, I don't know what they'll be at, but I'm sure Nick Claxton will be at 2, minimum 2 dunks. I think Bam, I think it's possible we see Bam at 1.5, but at 2 dunks, I think Nick Claxton has proven that he can get you 2 or more dunks. And then Bam Adebayo. Hey, Seuss, is this a college basketball prop? Tyler Kolek over 7.5 assists. Oh, you think Nick Claxton's dunks will be at 5.5? That's some shit Prize Picks would do. Oh, you want to play his dunks? Bam, 5.5. You like the over on D'Lo's PRA? Did we talk about his PRA earlier? We did. 27.5. I mean, that one was looking good. I mean, we did go over that. D'Lo's PRA is set to 27.5. You see the projection sitting at 30. You are getting a little juice to the under. You have back-to-back games of this. All the games he's gone over this, he's gone over with almost. He's averaging over 30 PRA in the games where he goes over. He's averaging over 33 PRA in all the games. And against the Detroit Pistons, one game this season, he goes for 48. Do your research and see who was out in that game. I don't think he goes for 48 with a healthy Lakers team. But if LeBron sat, if AD sat, if Reeves was like playing shitty or whatever, look into that because that's not the case today. Just, make sure you have all that. But overall, it is a solid play and the matchup is there for him. Pascal Dunks. Has that been working for you, 6-0, for real? You've been playing Pascal? What is my Jock Market promo code? Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. Okay, Pascal Dunks. We'll have to look at that when it's on the board. I'm gonna put that one in parentheses also with the Claxton and Bam Dunks. Okay. Floyd Brown, what is going on? Good morning to you. Simon's PR. I don't think I've answered it. I think this is my first time interacting with you on the stream. So welcome into the stream. Welcome into the chat. I hope you've been here for a little while and got to see a little bit of the stream. We were about to bring this to an end. So I would hate if you just dropped in and we're about to, it's like you show up to a party and like, oh, we're just cleaning up. We're wrapping up the party. But let's look at this Simon's PR. Let me just do that for you. Let's take a look at this Simon's PR. We have not really looked at honestly, we haven't looked at any Trailblazers today. So let's look at his PR. Minnesota does offer a pretty tough matchup for him today. He does have 4 games in a row of 27 or more PR. His average in those games, his average in the last 5 is 28. He's done it against, some decent teams. Back-to-back games against Denver, Milwaukee. I know they're not the same team without Drew Holiday, but they're a good team. And then Detroit, it's like the battle of the basement right there, but he got it done. He is projected for 25 PR, so he's projected for right where you need him to be. Who's out for Portland today? Is anybody out for Portland that would open up, that would solidify his role a little bit more? Sharp, if Sharp remains out, no Sharp. We got Reith is probable. Brogdon's out. Okay, Brogdon and Sharp are out. It almost kind of boils down to, well, who else is running point? Who else is taking shots? That kind of thing. So it does create a bit more upside for Anthony Simons. Even in a blowout, like, who else are you going to play? I kind of feel like the Trailblazers, a few of them are blowout proof, where Billups is just going to roll his guys out there, no matter what. So I don't think this is a bad play at all. The odds are not great, to be honest with you, but his usage and his minutes are there. And then you got injuries on the Trailblazers, which opens up a little bit more certainty with his role. So, yeah, I don't mind that one. Different one, though. We haven't talked just today, so appreciate you bringing that one up. In case you wanted to see the projections on Simons, there they are. All right, let's wrap this up. We got any more plays of the day? We got Junior Metellus. What is going on? Welcome. Likes the over SGA steals. D'Lo first quarter assist as your plays of the day. Does anybody play first quarter props? And if so, how have those been working out for you? SGA over 1.5 steals, not steals and blocks, steals. Jet Set, you like the under on Nurkic's rebounds? Is that your play of the day? Too late. I'm making it your play of the day. All right. We got a lot of plays of the day today. Here's what I got so far. Fox over points. LBJ over his block. Claxton over his blocks and dunks once we get that out. Franz over his PR. Bam over and under his 39.5 PRA. We got different views on this one, so you can make a case for either side. D'Lo over 7.5 rebounds and assists and first quarter assists. Those two correlate very well if you want to put those in separate slips. Jaylen Brown over his PA. I don't know what his number is. We'll find out. Dort over 3-pointers made. Monk over his demon points, 19.5. Siakam over dunks. Bam over dunks. Tyler Kolek, I believe this is an NCAA basketball player, over 7.5 assists. D'Lo, he already went over his assists. SGA over his steals at 1.5, and rounding it out with Yusuf Nurkic under 10.5 rebounds today, and that's because Sabonis is going to snatch every goddamn rebound under the sun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring this live stream to an end. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for sticking around, even if you dipped in and dipped out. Appreciate you spending any amount of time with me today. If you lasted this long, sub up to the channel. Means a ton. Helps this channel reach new viewers every single day. That's how we grow. That is the name of the game, daily growth. Hit that thumbs up button. Appreciate the engagement in the chat. Share this channel. Share this stream with somebody you know. That's another way to help this channel get bigger. Every single day, I'll be posting my taco slips and whatever slips I play today over in the free player prop Discord. If you have any interest in checking those out, link is in the stream description. All my video descriptions, you can find all my information, all my referral codes, all my promo codes, all that shit is in the description of all my content. As I always say, best of luck to you all. Hope every single one of your player props respects the damn coin. I hope you profit. I'll see you all tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. where we'll have hopefully plenty of success stories, minimal turd stories, and we'll have a lot to celebrate after tonight's Taco Tuesday. Again, best of luck to you all. I'll let the outro bump a little bit. And until tomorrow's Prize Picks Player Props live stream, Chavez is